Welcome to another exciting episode of T-Pod. T-Pod is our own show where we, review films. We don't just talk about it, we look out for the things that we love, the things that, appeal to us. And we want you to follow us on this conversation. And today I'm not alone. I'm with my wonderful friend, Mazi Short It.
Let me give you let me treat you like an elderly person. Three before you run it like
Good.
One alpha.
And then we have another chief here in the house. We call him Angel Izzy. Izzy.
Nice to be here.
How are you doing now?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Hope you're enjoying yourself.
I'm good.
So today we'll be reviewing the film called Strained. And man, for me, I was wow. Like, as I normally would say that, I don't believe in for you to say you have make a film.
Yeah.
I believe in the story. But also I love the technicality. I love how you can play down on things and then you literally come to life and you're like, wow. For me, the first thing that actually stood out for me in Strain is the fact that it was not 100,000 location. Like, let's start from there. Location.
Yeah.
Strain had maybe just 2 or 3 locations. But the story was on point. Like, just speak to it.
So first of all, let me greet my people at home. So as a chief, forget I'm wearing this Yoruba cap. You know how they say it. You have to find a balance around it.
Yeah, I know Yoruba.
Now that way, when you are in a room, you behave like Romans. If not, they will send you back.
So you are in Yoruba, you feel like Yoruba.
Yes, if you see me now, you're not gonna know. Say I now for. So what? Talking about the movie Strained, I think I like the film.
Yeah.
I like the film. And like you said, starting out with location. I like the fact that some people, they can actually embody a story, bring it effortlessly without so much locations, without so much trying to, do heavy drone shot of Third Mainland Bridge.
Exactly.
Ikoyi Link Bridge.
Exactly.
All the skyscrapers everywhere.
How many locations was there in Street?
I just saw one, to be very honest, just one. Because at the moment I was like, what's going on here? I think they were coming from the sitting room, enter the parlor, then come from the parlor.
There's a part of Nollywood that literally does that kind of style of filming.
Yeah.
Where it's just one location.
One location. Let me. I hope it's not budget. I hope it's not budget is the problem. But
no, but even if it's budget, they did well.
Regardless, yes, I was going to say regardless of the budget, even if you're a budget, trying to constrain on budget and trying to
they did well.
They executed a fantastic.
No, let's give it up to them.
No, but I give it to them. No, because when you look at the elements around it, you see the rays coming from the windows.
Yeah.
Although, before we get to the cinematography, which is where the crux of the matter is, because I think Ukyoku should be made head of cinematographers in Nigeria. like they should just gather all the cinematographers. Bani, all of you, just have your head as
Lucas,
yes. Put them together and let Ukyoku just come. Not to downplay my guy Bani. No. But Ukyoku is in the realm of his own. And I've seen that guy do stuff with very limited stuff. And in this era where we are all about flamboyancy, well, about show off, show me what the biggest set, build the huge set, like you had with Niaki Molayo's production, where he had to shut down a full studio and build train station, build a lot of things. Just a little stuff, but he's able to maximize it.
I think what you're trying to say is that he worked the actors more.
Yes.
Instead of actually having to work with locations. So if you
fantastic.
look at the emotions from the actors, you literally, notice that this guy literally puts so much out of the actors. Like, give it to the actors.
No.
I mean,
I was thinking we were just going step by step. Okay, let's even go to the movie.
No, but wait. So for you, because we probably are talking from the aspect of filmmakers. For you, who is just a viewer, like when you watch a film, what is the one thing that gets you?
Well, for me, I think I look out for the storyline because the story is what matters here. The story will touch you. When the story touches you, you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've watched stories some films that at the end of the day, what are they talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
They
no message.
despite the location, despite the
Beautiful, the
beautiful
glamour, everything.
environment, everything shining, good sound, very sharp light, but at the end of the day, no message. So the storyline is the key.
For you. And that takes me back to one of the things I always say most times, that I had once just met Tunde Kelani in my entire life. And, I think it was in 2014 or 2015 during the Afrinoli days. Like, I don't know if you know Afrinoli, but Afrinoli then was like the big thing for filmmakers. And, we were doing like a workshop at Ibis Hotel in Ikeja then. And he mentioned something then. He said, the world will forgive you of every technical mistake as a filmmaker, as long as they can connect with the story. And that's what you're trying to say. So Eze is not a filmmaker. Eze is just a viewer. He's just and he's telling you, filmmaker, that no matter how much you put attention on the technicalities, which is good, which is lovely, but the viewers really want the story. They just want the message. They just want to be able to connect with it and say, okay, I watched this film, this is what I learned from it. If I hear you clearly, that's what you're saying.
Exactly.
I just want to know that I learned this. So, which means if I'm going to do 2 hours of sitting down, I should be able to take something out and say, this is what I picked.
This is exactly what.
I'm talking about story self. Not all stories should actually have this so-called 3-story structure pattern, where you have this exciting incidents, where this starts and where this ends, where the climax and all of that properly.
It can just be
plain straight story. Just see that Strain.
Yes.
It was a very straight story.
Yeah.
For some of you who have not seen Strain is just about a woman that left her husband. She had a baby, but because she was in an abusive relationship, she had to run out of the
marriage.
Marriage, of course. She had to abandon her baby,
13-year-old
child in the marriage.
Daughter.
Ran off. So to save her life.
Yeah.
And
the daughter was angry with her.
The daughter was angry
because she didn't understand the reason why the mother left.
Yes. So very basic, straight story.
Yeah.
But we could connect with it because at the end of the day, it's about emotion, it's about healing, it's about unbonding, and this
betrayal,
speaks so much to our present day agitations of domestic violence.
Yes.
I should be able to watch your film and don't complicate it for me. Now, I'm speaking as a viewer now. Don't complicate
like Eze.
Yes, like Eze.
Eze is not interested in any.
Don't go to Sokoto and come back to Makodi and be running around.
That's not what Eze is looking for.
What Eze is looking for is can connect
a message.
But we filmmakers, in a bit to razzmatazz, in a bit to like give it up.
I think is always about the fact that everybody wants to have like this, feeling of award. Like, I made a film and best cinematography, best costume, best lighting, best this, best that. And then in the essence of trying to do the best, you kill the story.
You cannot interpret the storyline.
Exactly.
You keep stretching it.
Because
you keep introducing things that you actually necessarily don't need.
Yeah.
Then you stretch it beyond even believability.
Because there's what we call visual element approach also in filmmaking, which means that you are using the visual element to also enhance the story.
Yeah.
Now, when you begin to think too much about technicalities that you're not aware of, what happens is that you begin to lose in on those details.
Yes.
I also say this most times, that first know the rule before you say you want to break the rule.
Yeah.
You can't break a rule that you are not aware.
Yeah.
So, and when I watch interviews from the big filmmakers, they're always more of just start and get the story out first. And that's the principle that I'm literally working on now. Just get the story out first. Then you cannot begin to embellish it. And that's why Strain for me it did it for me. Like, it was a story I looked out for and I was looking out for. And I can't just get it over my head like the husband. How many sin? The husband, like, that guy maybe 3 or 4 sins.
Yeah.
And I could not believe that I was sitting down for, I think, an hour, 30 minutes, and I was just watching the whole back and forth between the daughter and the mother. See. Like, they didn't even show the father. They didn't even show the step mother.
The so-called step mother. Talking about, so everything was just buried in your own imagination.
I was left to imagine the stepmother on the wheelchair. I never saw her.
Maybe, but typical us.
Flashback.
We want to see the stepmother.
And then flashback.
Then we'll just see the wheelchair wheeling somewhere. And you
don't need to explain it to me. I'm not dumb.
but he went for it and nailed it. And I must also give it to the actors.
Yeah, that no
So
fantastic.
when you have, I'll think they are method actors. When someone like Queen Okoye,
Yeah.
fantastic lady. Now let's even go to this Asaba guys. Let's
You want to touch the big elephant in the room.
you see, they keep shouting Asaba no sabi art.
No.
Asaba no get anything.
No.
Everybody that is somebody came from Asaba.
Exactly.
Genevieve na Asaba.
Exactly.
When I say Asaba, of course you know it's Asaba, Enugu, Imo, all of us for down that
Delta,
side.
yeah.
Across the Niger and
Enugu,
all.
yeah.
Enugu and Asaba. So that's when I mean Asaba. That's
Asaba Wood.
these guys were the very Queen Okoye is a regular Asaba actor now. But these people embody talent. I think what's missing in the Asaba thing is what we're just saying. Story. While we are 2014, I was in Asaba. So everybody is busy saying Medin, Queen's Palace, married to the king, King's Palace, King's daughters-in-law.
So the same storyline,
the
all
prince is
like that.
we have finished the prince, enter the princess, the blind
They died.
princess want to marry the. So they keep circling this thing.
Around that
Around
King's
nothing.
Court, like King's Court.
Yes.
So that's to be King's Court.
Palace, kings and the nuns, kings and the
maiden
maiden,
married
the maiden and the
princess is marrying somebody outside of.
But somebody from that same industry, okay, of course, he's coming also from Enugu, from that same industry, is able to put something that would spark your senses when you watch it.
And you could
We
relate
just
to it.
3 or 4 actors.
3 or 4 actors. That's it.
And
I think
kept
it's
all of us spellbound.
No, let's
for
be realistic.
hours. With
The
same
husband,
talent.
the husband, the wife,
Samuel, yeah.
the mother, and then the friend.
Yes.
That's it. The 4.
That's the full film.
That's the full film. 4.
And they delivered a fantastic
Performance.
performance.
I was wild.
Spellbound. So you just sit and you're wondering.
And the baby that was crying.
Tension.
That baby crying.
Like
I don't know how they did it, but the baby was
you
crying.
need like a bucket to fetch tears. Because every turn is tears.
I'm telling you, everything is just so
If you've
hot.
not seen that film, you should go and see it.
No, no,
You should
please
go and
make sure you see
Strain.
Strain.
Then
On
come and tell
Netflix.
me what you think.
Because drop your review in our comment section.
Yes.
Strain is
Strain killed it.
and give it to the actors. Like you said, give it to the actors. And I also want to say this. For me, this is where I always I've always been an advocate of collaboration. I feel that the Asaba guys, like they have some directors that can work well with the actors.
Yeah.
Like they can work the actor to deliver. Now the up and rising, the new face of Nollywood,
Yeah.
that are in the Lagos side, they also have what we call the technicalities. Like they have the big cameras, the lovely lights, the ambience,
And
the
they
setting.
know how as well.
They have the know-how.
They know how
But
to work
I'm
these
saying,
cameras.
imagine in those days when we used to watch all those Hollywood films now, you see like 3 or 4 directors, right?
Yeah.
They're not there because they want to come and fight over each other, but they are there because they respect the element that this person brings
on the project.
Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking that, Nollywood should
Collaboration.
start doing now.
True.
Like,
True.
we know this guy as a very technical person. And when he comes on board, you know that the technicality of that film is sorted. You know this person as a director that can work out.
Director.
Like an actor director. He can work out an actor to deliver anything.
Biodun Steven.
So imagine a Biodun, just for name, imagine a Biodun Steven film with a Niyi Akimolayan.
Yes, the guy, yeah.
So imagine Niyi, fantastic director, technically sound. Imagine Biodun and Niyi coming together
To
and
collaborate
and give them a good budget. Not asking them to go and look for something minute. Give them a good budget, a good story that requires them to work on the actor and requires the technical side.
No, but even talking about budget, that film streamed. How much do you think it could actually be worth? I mean, they've cut down on the location.
Yeah.
It's just basically one location.
Yes.
Then they cut down on actors. It's basically 4 people.
But you also need to understand that it is not every film that has to be like that.
No, I'm just saying that even with not so much huge a budget, you could still do something extremely fantastic when you collaborate.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing that my Igbo brothers or my Eastern guys, because they're not
Asaba
just
guys.
Igbo, Asaba guys. There are a lot of Yoruba guys in the Asaba industry that I know. Yeah. So my Asaba guys, we need to learn Koli, the act of collaboration. Now, if we must meet at par with what's happening in Lagos, because take it from me, Lagos is up there. Lagos is just moving.
Yeah.
There's no gainsaying.
In fact, the headquarter of films
now is Lagos.
is Lagos. Like,
So if you are serious,
whether it is cinema, whether it is YouTube,
or even YouTube,
what is Lagos?
Lagos.
Lagos is like
But
the
the thing
center.
is, if we must
The market.
Yeah.
come apart with what's happening in Lagos, collaboration has to really come through and come through real good. People should be able to look out for people. You should be able to call people like me that are technically talented. I can go to Asaba. Clearly, I've said it over and over. But the thing is, when you want to be the Lord and the writer, the director, producer, executive producer, only you. Because you just want to pocket the small money. And that's why we keep churning out things that Kana will say, jokes. Kana recently came out to say he doesn't understand the proliferation of films on YouTube. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to be a filmmaker, and we're all now all playing on YouTube. And thinking about it now in this review, I think that's one of the major problems we have now. The fact that everybody wants to be a filmmaker. Everybody, all the actors want to be film producers. All the producers are already producing. All the directors want to produce their own content. All of us are running to go and get one money that is our own. Imagine if we have 2-3 people come together.
And this is where I will give it to Niyi. I stumbled on what Niyi, one time Niyi Akimalayan is the director and also you can say the CEO of Antil. And Antil has been forerunner in most of the new, genre of films that we literally might not even touch. He has really experimented a lot.
I mean, like the top EP up until now.
No, he hasn't. He's been doing the collaboration thing because people are seeing the Yoruba films that go to cinema and see how everybody is celebrating it. But what you forgot is that they had to do the partnership. Like the Yoruba directors already know how the Yoruba actors will relate. So Niyi is not putting himself there as the director of the film. So what he does is he carries his team at Ant Hill, who has, they've cracked the code in post-production, in VFX, in sound design. Like most of the films that we celebrate today, the entire sound department is Antio's guy. They are all Antio guys. Is it Adam Songbird? Is it Tolu Oba? They are all in sound. They are all there in his team, right? And he's not holding them and saying that, guys, don't do another thing. Like even on our own small project, we're able to drag Tolu to come in and work with us. That's the way we should allow it to play. Yeah. Right? I remember meeting him during our film and it was like, if you had told me I'd have allowed his set designer, I forgot his guy's name, the set designer to come and work for us on our set and build our set for us. I think that's the attitude we should have because the success of the Yoruba film industry now in big cinemas is because of that collaboration. Niyi understood post-production, understood what it takes. They understand how their story is supposed to be. They know their audience. They know what their audience are looking and yearning for. They came together and they delivered it. Is it that the stories are new? No,
of course.
But what they did is they took those stories and they did it in the modern way. Now we will remember them in the modern way more than the one they did before. You get it? So that's where the collaboration needs to come from. And what I was going to say was that Funke's film came and it made over $1 billion in cinema. He came out and said the problem now is that everybody wants to now start to do cinema movie.
Exactly.
And everybody wants to hit $1 billion. Now, for the industry, which is very key, at the end of the day, it should be about the entire industry, the entire ecosystem called Nollywood. For the industry, that's not a good thing. Because if all of us are going to only make $1 billion film every year, then it means that at the end of the day, none of us might actually be able to actually get to 1 billion in valuation. But imagine if we have like 4 films this year that does 500 million.
True.
Right? Then those 4 films that do 500 million, you know how many people that are going to be on each film? Like a film set probably will take almost like maybe 700 people. Now imagine 700 in 4 places at a time. And we know that these 4 films are going straight to cinemas. Then we now have young boys who are doing 100, the YouTube guys are doing 5 million, 4 million. What is that doing? That is empowering more people than for us to just use 1,000 people to achieve 1 billion.
That's it.
And I believe so strongly in that statement that he made, that I think that holistically, as a community, as filmmakers, we should actually begin to think in that direction, where we are thinking of how we can bring together, 5-6 movies that are going to do well in cinema and hit that target than everybody individually trying to push themselves and say, because she did it, I can do it. Because she did it, I can do it. And before we know it, what happens is that at the end of the day, we'll still always have only 1 billion film. But it's good to have 5 or 6 500 million.
True, and bringing it back to our what we started out from
Strain.
I like the fact that Okioko has taken time to grow.
Yeah,
I think one of the things that we also lack in this present day and age is growth. People tend to just jump ahead of anything and think I can do it. I remember initially when I first came, guys, this guy gave my first job. In case you're watching, this man here gave my first job. When I first initially came to Lagos, that I was if you see me that time, I can do all things. You know that script, I can do all things through me. Now me the writer script, I am the director. Now me be cameraman. I can do graphics design. I'm the lights guy. Editor. Sound is my own. I'm a fantastic editor. So and you see me. I'm a writer too now. So, so I could do everything.
Jack of all trades.
Exactly.
Master of nothing.
I'm mastered at nothing, to be very honest. So watching and learning from him, especially him, and with the opportunities around, I've been able to tailor my life into, okay, this is what I am called to do.
Yeah.
This is, okay, you didn't just learn all of these things to be all of these things.
Exactly.
You learned it to, be able to say, okay, now I'm a director. I can sit and say, okay, that light is not fine. Because I know the light.
Exactly.
Ahead, the sound is not.
You know what you want.
You know. Oh, okay.
So you are
to be like this.
knowledgeable in that area, not to
do it,
but to be able to give the proper direction.
Direction around it, and all of this came as a result of diligent study and growth. Okioko has come from 2012 being a cinematographer with the first film he did, which is Brothers Keeper.
Yes.
As a cinematographer, from that point till now being what he is with all of these projects. This is not the only project he's doing on Netflix.
Yeah, of course.
I think he has another Omugo story that he's just done on Netflix again, and it's, for me, it's a renaissance. From that point, he has got it in him. He has taken time to grow. He has decoded, like you said, the act of filmmaking, and it took it a long time. So for you out there thinking, I don't, as I be on camera, I'm not a director. Sit down and learn.
Calm down.
Grow.
Farabale.
Grow. See, I keep telling people that the biggest deal of being a director is not even on a camera.
Exactly.
Because anybody can on camera. Anybody can say 3, 2, 1, action. Anybody can say that. Everybody can say it. Managing human resources.
Yes.
Just managing your set alone. Just where your sound man is running haywire, where the lens don't fall break, and everybody's, so what you go do now? That's when we know who the director of the set is.
Who is the captain of the ship?
So when the
waves are moving,
how
do we make sure that the boat still stay calm?
Actor, 2 of them quarrel on each other's throats,
and they need to deliver.
And you have equipment time. Equipment is running now, and then you know what a director actually is, because that's the biggest thing, the ability to stay calm, pull out what you want from your actors while maintaining all of the equipment. That's so I doff my hat for Okechukwu Oku, which Oku, like we normally, the Oracle himself. Actually, I forgot to say, he's properly known as the Oracle. Please let's not take that one away from me. I like most title to be given to them.
Of course, he has earned it. And
so his work is so fantastic. Strain is a fantastic movie. Queen Okoye delivered it 100%. And talking about even the story itself and the delivery with Queen Okoye, there's this argument in recent time. Should one stay in an abusive relationship, or should you go?
Yeah,
it's a big issue.
And that's what the story is.
And that's what he tries to
address
subtly.
Like
he tried to address.
He wasn't. So that's what I'm saying.
He was being very careful.
No, director.
Feminist.
No.
Come for him.
I'm telling you that. Director. I dropped my hat. Like, you and your writer did an amazing job to hide the main point inside the main point.
Yeah.
Like, when you
layer after layer.
When you watch the movie, right, you first of all think that it is more about the Omugo story.
Yeah, true.
But as you get involved and they go back to the backstory of what's happening, then you now know that actually the Omugo is just a cover up.
The real
thing
is domestic violence.
is domestic violence.
And how do you stay? So we had a clear cut of 2 people, according to the story.
Yes.
One ran away. The other stayed. The person that stayed ended up on wheelchairs.
Then the funniest part is there's somebody that is about to walk in that same light.
Exactly.
The girl's friend that came.
Yeah.
The girl's friend that came to come and ask.
Predita.
I'm like, so you will know that this is where he was going.
Exactly.
The core of the story was about the decision that you are going to make. I'm seriously very happy that we still can get so much kind of movie like this. Like, it's very interesting. The sound, the songs. Oh my God, the songs are very.
that film brought me to tears. Like, I could literally relate with the issues that lady is going through. You know, for your mom to abandon you
At 13
and show up at your Omugo. Man, just imagine that idea. And she tell you point blank, koro, I go because of my life.
I come out.
I saved my own life. They left your own life.
I prioritize my happiness.
But now the biggest thing is the person that now stayed is now bedridden and cannot come for this Omugo.
The person that you think
So which is easier?
to be
You
bedridden.
stay and be bedridden, or you go and come back.
Well,
Yeah.
easy. What do you think?
For me, she have jackpot. The way she jackpot makes sense to me because if you don't have life, you cannot come back for the Omugo.
So are you saying that people should, when the marriage gets tough and it gets to a point of beating, they should leave?
you run for your dear life.
Okay.
That is for me.
For your full chest.
You run, because we have seen so many stories whereby at the end of the day someone killed another person.
Yeah.
So if you die, will you come back for the Omugo?
I totally agree with him. As a viewer now, I totally agree with him. Because the truth is, now who they are alive, now they tell story actually. Yeah, because the thing is, that woman just maybe, okay, this second wife that stayed ended up on wheelchairs. The first one would have ended up in the grave.
Yes.
Because as at that time, in temper, the man temper still they hot.
Yes.
So it would have killed that one, then, and as you know, fit kill that one, now he send the second one to wheelchair. So you see the degree of battery. So I totally agree that when a marriage gets that toxic, where a man starts to raise his hands on a woman, becomes physical, especially life-threatening.
Not 3.
Please separate first. You know, that's the first form of it. Say divorce, but separate first. Give yourself time. Let the person get themselves. Because I am a person. I'm married. I've not laid my hand on my wife all my life. I don't even know what that means. And personally, I've had my fair share of what it means to be in some sort of domestic violence, sort of. Because, yeah, my parents had their own fair share of this whole basketball things. So I understand the impact when it comes to children. So, yeah, I get why she left. And I'd say leave, please, when it gets to that point. But please, when you leave, don't leave and leave your children behind. Try, which is what she was saying, that how did you leave and forget me? That's another thing.
No, but
the fact that you leave does not necessarily mean you should forget your children.
But to balance that story, the woman actually explained that she came back. She left because which is where this old women empowerment agenda started from. That most times when our parents, right, the mothers are not the one actually, which is why for men, try as much as possible to empower your wife. Let your wife be doing something. Don't leave them dependent on you all through, because when this thing happen, if the woman does not have anything to stand by, which is mostly the fear of why most times they don't go out, because they're like, if I go, what am I going to be doing?
Yeah, true.
So she left, and then she had to start over again because she had nothing. She had the only clothes she literally left with was all that she had, and then she had to go and start her life in the village, started doing farming. And so when she made it and came back to start doing house help in Lagos, she tried to come to look for her daughter, and the husband said that anytime she stepped her feet again, that they actually arrested her in the story. They arrested her. So that could actually play also when the husband is so mad that he even has the support of the has
a power.
So but what I will say is that for every wife out there, if you're doing sit at home, there are sometimes maybe at the early stage when you just got married, right? You probably have to, somebody has to stay with the children and everything.
True.
But once the children are beginning to get to an age where they can stay on their own, they can make decisions, I think you should begin to look for something to do, right? So that you can help yourself and empower yourself. For the men also, I think I don't see any reason, whatever it is, that you should be eating or beating your wife. I don't know. I just pray that God will help, men also, because men also are going through a lot. And
Did I tell you that he's a pastor too?
Pastor,
He just brought himself.
Pastor,
But to rate the film, yeah.
so that's exactly.
Yeah.
I will rate the film 9 over 10.
Okay, I'll rate the film a 7 over 10. 7 is still A actually. I still feel there are a few places where we could stretch back more. And as soon as I know I see what he was trying to do, I'd still have appreciated a little bit of backstory visually, because the truth of the matter is, eventually for me, film is about showing and not telling.
Yeah.
Now you told me a lot of things and I bought it, I believed it, but it would have helped me more if you had showed me, so that I can enjoy it too. You're just telling me. Imagine they're showing me a wheelchair. Maybe you don't know if I like seeing wheelchairs, and
You may love wheelchairs like that.
he might love wheelchairs.
Let's hear from Izzy.
Yeah, for me, I'll give it an 8.
8.
Yeah.
For me, I think we should just say this to the entire cast and crew of the movie
Strained.
Look into the camera.
We dove our hearts for
Thank
you.
you.
Hey shit.
Yeah, well, no, not do well.
Now deliver.
Not do well.
One bottle of malt.
Dude. And from us here at the studio, thank you so much. Drop your comments.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. If you've not gone to see the movie, please hurry now to Netflix.
Before they come out.
But please, don't watch those downloaded version. I beg you.
No.
Please subscribe. Netflix is cheap now.
1,200 mobile version.
Exactly.
And support the filmmaker.
Support us. That's the
Yes.
only way we're able to make money and do more. of
If
all
you
this.
go to watch the pirated one, how won't they make the film?
Exactly. So please, thank you so much. We love you. From us here, we'll say peace
Bye.
out.